Hi, boys and girls. We're going to do the topic 6 review. Y'all are actually at PE right now. Surprise! So you ready to go? Let's do it. Okay. So we did this in class yesterday, but we're going to go over it, okay? Just in case y'all need a little extra stuff from Miss Katie, okay? All right. So the first one is really easy. All you're doing is counting the unit squares of the shape. So if I have one on here, and we're going to pretend this is my grid paper with these nice blue lines on here. If I have a shape that's just a square or a rectangle, that's easy. You just count it. But if I have a shape that's an oval or a circle or something like that, I have to make sure that I count the halves and the pieces. Now, this is not a very good shape, but we could still do it, okay? And I also taught the kids to put lines on it like this. And so these two, this is a straight line because it goes through two of them because the two halves make one whole, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are about whole, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, almost about 12. So this would be an estimate. So 12 units squared. And on the test, it'll be a much better circle than this, but you just need to get as close as you can to it. So on our study guide, we counted this was 8. So we did the solids, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 units, okay? Number 2 is about DP, so distributive property. DP is where you break it down. And when I taught it the first time, it was one mouse in the house like this. So the mouse is going to be the one where the line is splitting it up like this. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units across, but they split it right here. So the 5, this, is split into 2 and 3. So they said, use this to write an equation that represents the picture. So this is 3, because the 3 stays the same. So same. 3 times 2. 3 times 3. That's 3 times 3 and 3 times 2. And it matches the array. So if this is like circles in an array, it'd be 3 times 2. 3 down and 2 across. Same thing with this one. Okay, so that's 6 plus 9 equals 15 units squared. All right, good job. All right, number 3 is another one where you count it, but this one has a little argument right here. Lewis is saying something about it's having the area of 4 square meters. First of all, Lewis is not right because this says centimeters. So those two don't match. Also, his number is incorrect. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 nice pretty squares. 5, 6, 7 because the 2 halves make 1. So half and half 1, half and half 1, half and half 1. So this is actually 7 centimeters squared, okay? All right, the next one, number 4. This one is about DP also, and you have to look and see which one of these are matching the equation, okay? When I looked at this, in class we looked right here and we said, oh, all the 5s are the same. So the 5 is not split. The 7 is split. So then we looked right here and we checked all of the numbers in parentheses. 1 plus 5 is actually 6. That cannot be with this problem because this is 7, not 6. 3 plus 4 is 7. And if you check it, it does match. It's 5 times 3, 5 times 4. 5 times 3, 5 times 4. Okay, so this one's good. This one's 2 plus 3. That's 5, not 7. So we don't have 5 times 5. We have 5 times 7. So this one could not be the answer. Then last two, 1 plus 6 is 7, and 2 plus 5 is 7. So those two are good. And then it wanted the area. They could either count all the squares, or they could say how much is 7 5s. 7 5s is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 35 square inches. Okay, good job. First page done. All right. So the kids told me this was easy on when we practiced it, but they just need to make sure they do the right amount of pieces for 1. 4 times 4 would only be this. So that can't be it because there's 2 extra little chuchuts on the side. This one is 4 times 4 and 1 2 times 2, but I could see there's another little chuchut right here. Okay, then this one is 4 times 4 plus 2 times 2 plus 2 times 2. Okay, that was the answer. And 8 times 4, you can't just do it 8 times 4 because it wasn't gonna work out. Okay, because it has pieces missing right here. All right. Okay, the next one. Use distributive property to explain how to find the area. And we just used an equation. So distributive property means 1 mouse in the house. So here's the little mousey. This is the mouse. See the mouse? Okay, so we broke up the 9 because we like to multiply by 5. You don't want to break up the 5 because he's our friend. 5 times 4 plus 5 times 5 is 20 plus 25 is 45 feet squared. Yay! All right, next. This one is about reading the key words right here. Okay, so number 7 says, Fran has a square flower bed, and square means that all 4 sides are the same. One side is 3 feet long. So if one side is 3 feet long, then all of them are 3 feet long. And to find area, you multiply the top and a side, the 2 sides. Okay, and that would be 9 feet squared. Ta-da! Okay, now this one is one that is a little tricky for some of the kids. So let's do another example, okay? So if I have some kind of weird kooky shape like this, it's not really good because I'm using one hand, and I say this is 10. I'm pretending this is 10 inches. And I want to know what this is right here. What is this side? If it's 10 inches tall, and this is 1, and this is 1, and this is 1, and this is 2, then what is this? And we're just pretending. You would add all the sides that go up and down ways like this, all the sides that go this way. So that would be this, 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 and this, and then subtract it to find the missing piece. Okay, because if I added all those pieces together, it'd be a straight line like that. So 2 plus 1 is 3, 4, 5. So this would be 5. Because that would be the missing piece. Because it would be 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1. And you needed 10 altogether, so you'd have to say how much to go the whole way. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 5. And you'd be missing 5 to make 10. Yay! All right, so that was this one. Okay, so this one was 6 feet, and the given sides were 1 and 1. That's 2, so 2 minus 6 is 4. So 1, 1 out of 6. I just have 4 left to make 6. Okay, and then it says, then find the area. So on here, I chopped it off because this is 1 times 1 is 1 for the area of this little chuchut. 1 times 1 is 1 for this little chut. And then the other rectangle that's connected to it is 4 times 2. And that's, no. Sorry. Not 4 times 2. Because this is 2 plus 1, so that's 4 times 3. I had to fix that in the front too. So 4 times 3, so that's 12 plus 2 equals 14. Yay! All right. This one was easy. This is just 56 divided by 7. If you have the whole and a part and you're missing another part, you divide. So the whole divided by the part equals the missing piece. Okay? Yay! Flipping it over. Oh, we finished with the first page. All right. Now, this is easier than it looks. All the little pieces, and I call this the piece of a castle. So all the little pieces right here were 1 times 1, 1 times 1, 1 times 1. So all of these equals 1 foot squared. So this is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 5. And then you have one rectangle left over, which is 2 times 9 is 18. 18 plus 5 is 23. Okay. All right, now on the test, there's not gonna be colors, but there's just gonna be like black, gray, and white. So it just wants to know which one had the most. And all they had to do was count. Okay. This one asks for the squares. A square is the same number times a same number. So if we did 10 squared, that would equal 100. Okay, so they just had to see what two numbers. So 4 times 4 is 16, 7 times 7 is 49, 9 times 9 is 81, and 6 times 6 is 36. I also told them the smallest one's gonna go with the smallest number. The biggest one's gonna go with the biggest number. This one they know because 7 times 7, roaches on a vine, yucky and scary, all 49. And then 6 times 6 is 36. Okay? All right. This one was easy. It says, tell how you find the area of these two figures. And we just said count the units and then add them together. All right, this one I'm going to help them with on the test because I think it's a letter H on the test, but you just have to separate the rectangles, and I'll probably add a couple more measurements on here to help the kiddos out. And they figured it out that it was 56. They did pretty good. But I'll help them with this one. They'll just have more numbers on here to make sure that they figure out the H or whatever letter it is. Okay, flip it over. All right, this one was easy. This is just what two numbers make 24, okay? So you could do 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. And then I told them they don't have to do this part. They don't have to show the distributive property because it already asked them like 3 times on here. So just the two rectangles that equal this. What could he be? What could it be? This. All right. All right. This was easy. This is just taking the two pieces of the two rectangles and finding the area. So this side plus the side at the top is 40. And this one times this one is 8. Add them together and it's meters squared. Okay. All right, now this one, they had to come up with their own units. So they had to do like a big one and a small one. So I told them just do fourths because that was just easy. Split it in half and then split it in half again. And they just had to say, this is 1 and this is 1 and tell me what the area is. So on their test, they have to make sure they're squares though. They can't do rectangles. All right, this we're gonna be going over again today. This was lesson 6-7, but I saved it for today. It's just, you find the big one, you find the small one, you subtract, and then you have all of the leftover yellow. So you're just taking the little piece out. So 24 minus 6 equals 18, and that's what the yellow is going to be, because you have to take out the purple. Okay, so largest shape minus the smaller one equals the yellow's area. Bigger shape minus the smaller shape equals the actual area of what the yellow covers. Okay, and we're done with that one too. Wow, good news, we're not doing this on the test. Yay! We're gonna do the second part of the performance assessment. Okay, now on this one, I'm gonna let the kiddos use a piece of paper, and I showed them how to do this in class, how they take a piece of paper and they measure how big this is supposed to be, almost like it's a ruler, and they were supposed to draw 16 units squared. And then it says, if we check the area by multiplying, can you do it and find the same amount of units? Yeah, you just multiply 4 units on the side, 4 units on the top, and you get the same answer. They match. Next, it says, explain how to separate the square into 2 smaller rectangles with different areas. Use multiplication. So you couldn't split it in half. They couldn't have the same area. Find the areas of the smaller rectangles. So I took a brown and a red. That's why my brown and my red rolled off the table. So I split it right here so they'd have 2 different areas, not the same. So it was 1 times 4 and 3 times 4. So it's 4 across and 3 down. That's 12. 1 down and 4 across. That's 4. And it's still 16 units squared. All matching. Part B, is the area equal to the total of the 2 smaller areas? 2 smaller rectangles. Yes, because it's still the same thing. So yes, because 12 plus 4 is 16. And I did centimeters because I saw it right here at the last minute. Okay, and that's it. Dun, 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 dun. All done. You're going to be successful on the test. I know it. Miss Katie has faith in you. You can do it. All right. Good luck, boys and girls.